There's a lot of confusion between success and fame. My own evaluation and concept of success has not varied over the years. There are 8 things that everybody wants. That's to be happy and healthy and wealthy. That includes money.
Because there was no outsiders. It was isolation, it was visualization, it was motivation, and it was dedication. There was nothing else going on in my life.
It's just piece by piece, and it's the consistency of the work, which I feel like a lot of parents are missing today because we're not teaching that to our kids. We tend to say like kids don't want to do the work, but in reality it's us when we're failing them because we're not leading them the right way and teaching them how to fish, you know what I mean? And so like the consistency of work.
But your friend group has a disproportionate sway over your behavior. And so your reference group is one of the #1 correlations with how big your life gets, or rather, the goals you achieve. Now, they've done the studies in terms of finance because it's easy to quantify, but your reference group, the 5 people you compare yourself to, not necessarily spend the most time with, but compare yourself to, are the ones that determine your future.
Confidence breeds success. Success breeds confidence. Confidence applied properly will supersede a genius. There's nothing in the world like confidence. Nothing.
If you come in great, if you come in poorly, it does not matter. You have to do life, and if you're smart, you do life on your terms, and you don't let life make you do it on its terms.
If you don't take that last 5%, it's a will knock on somebody else's door, I guarantee you. There's only a certain window of opportunity for success. This is your opportunity of a lifetime. Take the 5%. Go the 5% distance. It's gonna be scary as all head. It will drive you to the ground. You'll fail a few times. You'll fall on your face. Get up, keep getting up, keep getting up. If you don't, you have to be happy for the rest of your life. If you don't take the last 5%, you have to be happy the rest of your life knowing you went to somebody else's door and knocked on their door, and you could have been that guy.
Understanding that it's really just a journey of evolution every day. It's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters.
Like for me, these are great people who could blow up, like who could be successful, whatever they touch, but something happened that day. You know, you woke up, got into it with your spouse, or your kids called with something that was going on, or you were sick. Like, there are a group of people that feel like it's okay not to execute because I'm not feeling okay, because today is not a good day, because all the stars didn't line up. And at the end of the day, none of that matters. Like, to have a good day is great, but just because you have a good day, you still gotta execute. And so I think for most people, they go wrong because they think it's a feeling when execution is a fact.
I define learning by same condition, new behavior. And so when you go to a video game and you battle through the level and you battle the boss, if you keep doing the same thing to the boss and you keep losing, then you have not learned because you have the same condition and the same behavior. And so I often say that, like, for anyone who's listening to this podcast, if the goal is to get better and you're like, man, I really want to learn something from this podcast. If you listen to this podcast and then you're in the same exact conditions as you were before, and then you do not change your behavior, you learned nothing.
Your job, you owe it to yourself, just to stay with your book, which I love. You owe it to yourself to get so good that people can't stop you.
Yeah.
And
I love it. Why would I pass the ball to you when you haven't even trained properly? I used to always wonder, like, why is my man hogging the ball? He's like, yo, why would I have confidence in somebody who's getting to the gym late, who's leaving early, we losing, doesn't seem to care that we losing? Why would I give the ball to you? And I'm like, yo, genius.
Winning equally has no finish line. It's about the responsibility to ourselves to take control of what little things you can in this world, regardless of circumstance. To train your mind to switch your perspective and focus on being the absolute best you can be in the areas you do have control over.
A reminder that the life that I'm living today is a result of the work that I did 6 and 12 months ago. And so if you were to look at my calendar 6 and 12 months ago, then you might extrapolate out to what I'm doing today. But just like people want the immediate reward, they also see their current condition as a result of the behavior they're doing today.
You're lazy, you know exactly what to do, exactly what to do. Because even me, in my state of, I can't read and write, I knew exactly what to do. It just sucks doing it. It sucks to do it. It sucks to wake up every morning of your life and say, God, man, I'm not smart. So guess what I gotta do? I gotta study the same shit that I got one of the highest scores in the nation on, and do it again, do it again, do it again. It's not just there.
If you don't protect what belongs to you, then sooner or later, it belongs to someone else. That goes for your land, your wallet, your home, your country, everything. It is your job as a man to protect it.
Like to do it.
That's right.
Anything you like to do is not going to enhance this aspect of willpower.
What I found is that winning doesn't happen on show day. It happens in those early mornings, painful workouts, long cardio sessions, and hungry nights. It happens in those moments of fear we all have when faced with a difficult goal, and then more so in what you make of that fear.
You have not, cause you ask not. This is the truest statement you'll hear me say today. Cause it's true. Most people don't have the life of their dreams cause you don't ask God for the life of your dreams. You've been trying to figure it out and handle it yourself. Well, how that's working out for you?
If you see that you have an empty calendar, most people assume that if someone asks you for that time, it's therefore theirs. And it's only not theirs when someone else has claimed it, which means that your time only belongs to other people. And then you're surprised by the fact that your investment of time has yielded nothing for you when you've given the only and most valuable asset that you have to everyone else, who often give a very poor return on it for you.
Congratulations. You achieved failure. Failure has been achieved, thank God. Now, the only place to go from failure is to win. You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is. It always has been. Nothing's changed since the 70s. Nothing. Except people train not as hard.
But your friend group has a disproportionate sway over your behavior. And so your reference group is one of the #1 correlations with how big your life gets, or rather, the goals you achieve. Now, they've done the studies in terms of finance because it's easy to quantify, but your reference group, the 5 people you compare yourself to, not necessarily spend the most time with, but compare yourself to, are the ones that determine your future.
No way that I can do this. Like, it's impossible. And if I were to ever ask myself in the past, like, do you think you could win or get through this and do this? I'd be like, no way, it's impossible. But I was in it and I did it and I accomplished it. And I was like, I'm capable of so much more than my mind understands.
There's no fucking hack, bro. There's no fucking hack. Yeah, you may this and that and saunas and all this shit that yeah, it's great. There is no fucking life hack. To grow that thing, how do you grow it? Do it.
You have to understand, whether good economy or bad economy, it's difficult to be successful. It is difficult to be financially successful. And think about all great things in life. Aren't all the best things in life difficult to achieve? I can tell you this, that abs are difficult to achieve. Easy to maintain, difficult to achieve, because it takes zero motivation, zero self-inspiration, zero discipline to sit on the couch and keep eating bonbons. However, it takes absolute motivation, dedication, discipline, consistency, focus, pushing through adversity to get up, to stop making excuses, to go to the gym, to train every day, and to eat clean, and to eat in a way that burns fat, maintains muscle, to get those abs.
But the difference between experts and beginners is that experts have more ways to reward themselves in a given condition. And so if you think about an expert salesman, there are so many interactions they can have that they are good at, that they can find rewarding and positively reinforcing. And so the goal is to develop enough skill that your external environment and conditions can deliver enough positive feedback that it can become self-sustaining.
That's discipline. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. And that's what you have to do to be the best.
Yeah.
If you have any problem, if you had a problem, if you just because you don't even have to, just because you eat too much ice cream, I don't want to eat it no more. No, that's what discipline is. Just something, take something out of your life or put something in your life that's going to improve you. And that's what discipline is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat ice cream for 6 months. I'm not going to throw it out of my life, but I'm just going to take 6 months off. You know, and that's what discipline is. Not just taking things away from you, but letting you know you can live without anything. You don't need anything.
I made one for myself on how I want to be.
Execute. Execute on the things that they say they wanted to get done. Not what you want me to get done, my mother wants me to get done, my coach wants me to, but the things that I really feel like, if I do these things, I'm going to be successful. Execute on the things that you said you were going to execute on.
I'm not negotiating with myself.
Yeah.
The deal was already made. The deal was made. When I set out at the beginning of the summer and said, this is the training plan I'm doing, I signed that contract with myself, I'm doing it. You know, throughout that process, you'll start talking to yourself like, man, I think I need to, maybe if we, nope.
When your friends start to say, you've changed, remember it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
If you fall down and drop the weight on the floor, who cares? Who cares? But if you make it, I care. I want that. I want you to fail, and I want you to get up and do it again. The same thing in life is the same thing here. If you can do this, you can do anything. Anything. Right now, you're 5% away. 5% away from being a champion.
Each level comes with higher levels of family members telling you can't do it. People telling you that you're not qualified. People warning you that it's too risky, and what if you lose it all for your family and you guys end up destitute? See, external resistance isn't just in business. External resistance comes from friends and families who have the best of intentions for you. They mean well, but they're telling you that they doubt you. In not so many words, they're telling you that they doubt you. They're telling you that I don't think you have what it takes. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna work harder to get to that next level.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different.
So the key to your 20s is to be learning, to be constantly learning and your mind opening and learning skills.
The only thing I could control is that I would work, is that I would get better. And the key point there was that it wasn't just working for work's sake, it was working with the intention to improve. And so you want to do repetitions because by doing things more times you get better at them, typically just by accident. But if you're deliberate about the point of doing this, when I started working at a gym, going from a white-collar job, it wasn't because I wanted to become a trainer for the rest of my life. It was because I wanted to learn the skills.
Your ability to suffer, endure, outwork must be greater. You must be willing to extend yourself to the limit with no guarantee of success. Every day, you must ask yourself, did I do enough? So many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours, refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. it's miserable, it's lonely.
So the more you master any skill, the more ways you can win. And so and that's ultimately what makes the rich get richer, is that because everything is so positively reinforcing, because they start to develop skills, then they do more and more of it. And as they do more of it, the rich get richer, the better get better, the better become best. And then everyone who's starting out is like, how on God's earth does this guy have this work ethic? But it's really that he has high levels of skill.
To become that man that you need to be and that the world around you needs you to be, okay? You need to work on being a good man. Now, before you throw your hands up, there are a lot of people out there that don't know what it means to be a good man. Especially, I'm gonna kick over a hornet's nest here, especially in the deeply religious world. They don't know what it means to be a good person. Listen to me. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. All right? I'm going to say that again. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. You've got negative, you have positive, and you have neutral. Neutral is there's no negative, but there's no positive either, which means it's a big zero. Being good is proactive. It's doing something.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's